everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. In this video, I want to talk about some of the struggles that Black Disney girls have faced in the industry. Now, Disney has done an excellent job in launching the careers of several stars and also given a platform to other established entertainers. However, a lot of actors and actresses who have been affiliated with Disney haven't always had the picture-perfect experience in Hollywood. We could start by talking about Raven-Symoné, for example. Raven-Symoné is an actress, singer, performer, and director. Before Raven partnered with the Disney Channel, she was already an established child actress. She was mostly known for her roles on The Cosby Show and Hanging with Mr. Cooper, and also the movie Dr. Dolittle. On top of that, she was a singer. However, when Raven joined the Disney Channel, her celebrity status went to a whole different level. Raven starred in her own highly successful show called That's So Raven, which would later on be the blueprint for other shows on Disney. Additionally, Raven starred in the wildly successful movie series called The Cheetah Girls, and she also released several music projects under Disney. Even though Raven was the face of two of the biggest franchises on the Disney network, she still had her own struggles. One of those struggles has always been her image, especially when it came to her weight. Even before Disney, Raven revealed on The View that when she was 7 years old on the set of The Cosby Show, she was told that she was getting fat and she couldn't eat on the set. Years later, when Raven came to the Disney network, she recalled being depressed over the pressure of looking a certain size. She said, even up until I got to 180 pounds on That's So Raven, you put nasty stuff in front of me, or you put images of these women that I'll never aspire to, of course, I'm going to get depressed. Raven also was told that she was too big to put on a concert for Disney.
I wish I was living now.
As a younger person,
I probably wouldn't have so many mental issues.
Throughout your life, through your career, the things that were said to you. Do you remember anything in particular that sort of haunts you, that someone said to you at an early age about the way you look that still affects you today?
I was too big to be doing an 1.5-hour concert. I don't know how she can dance being that big.
Wow.
And I was like, and I still did it. I went on tour forever because it's not about your size. It's about what you have to say, if you can sing or dance, and performing. It's not about your size.
Unfortunately, Disney placed a heavy emphasis on image more so than talent. Raven is a very talented singer and performer, and she definitely should have had a more successful singing career under Disney. But aside from her music career, she had a tremendous impact on the Disney network. After the filming of That's So Raven, Raven did other projects outside of Disney, but at one point she did grow tired of the industry altogether. She was especially tired of always having to hide behind her brand. She even kept her sexuality a secret because she thought it would affect her brand.
My likeness, whether you see it in an interview, whether you see it on print, whether you see it, however you see it at that time, had 15 people dictating what I should and should not look like. If I did whatever I want, I'm not gonna sell because it doesn't go with the brand. I was branded at such a young age. And then you wonder why all of these child stars have these issues. You were not allowing them to grow up as human beings. You were stifling them at the youngest and most important development age of their time, and then you expect them to be normal later? I never thought I would ever come out. I never thought I would come out because my personal life didn't matter. It was only what was supposed to be sold as, you know, the Raven-Symoné brand. So it was something that I always thought in my head, I'll always have a friend. I'll have a husband and I'll have a friend on the side so I can be happy. So I can have both, you know, taken care of. I get this, you get the beard, you get whatever. That didn't last. I don't care anymore because I fell in love. And I was kind of over the industry. I wanted to retire. And I said, well, if I'm not gonna be in the industry, then I can come out.
Raven did eventually stop hiding her sexuality and she came out as gay, and she said it was freeing for her. Another thing that was freeing for her was being cast on The View. Being on The View gave her the opportunity to rebrand herself and make the transition from being a Disney star to an adult star. Raven, however, still kept her relationship with Disney, and she currently stars in her own TV show called Raven's Home, where she gets a chance to direct. Now on to the next Disney girl. I want to talk about the multi-talented actress, singer, dancer, author, talk show host, producer, and motivational speaker, KEKE Palmer. A lot of people don't know this, but KEKE Palmer was supposed to have her own show on Disney called Keke and Jamal. KEKE made a post on Instagram and revealed that Ralph Farquhar, who is one of the creators of the Proud Family, Moesha and the Parkers, actually put together a pilot for KEKE and an actor named Andre Jamal Kenny. However, the show was never picked up. It wasn't exactly revealed why the show wasn't picked up. However, it could be assumed that maybe the show was scrapped for Hannah Montana. Both shows were pitched around the same time, and they both were backed by successful creators. However, Hannah Montana had an edge because the same creator of That's So Raven, named Michael Poiriez, was also behind the show. So if there was a decision to choose between the shows, Hannah Montana would have been an obvious pick. Looking at the direction of how the Disney Channel was moving at the time, the network was noticeably becoming less diverse. After the golden era of Raven's reign, there was a new era where stars like Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, and other stars were pushed. To simply put it, KEKE and Jamal's show probably didn't fit where the network was going. It may have been too urban. However, the setback didn't stop KEKE Palmer because after the failed pilot, she got her big break in Tyler Perry's Medea's Family Reunion, and she also starred in the movie Akilah and the Bee alongside the legendary actors Lawrence Fishburne and Angela Bassett. KEKE was able to eventually have her own show on Nickelodeon called True Jackson VP, so she wasn't hurting over her show not being picked up by Disney. However, she was invited back to the Disney Channel to star in a movie called Jump In alongside the High School Musical actor Corbin Bleu. And she continued to be involved in various other projects like acting in movies, acting on Broadway, acting on different TV shows, doing voiceovers, having her own talk show, being an author and a motivational speaker, and also being a musician. And after years of putting in hard work in the industry, she landed the opportunity to work with the Jordan Peele on his next upcoming movie, which is a big deal. She was also invited to be a part of Disney's reboot of the Proud Family. Even though KEKE has had a lot of success in Hollywood, she's also had her share of struggles as well. And she was very candid about the personal issues that she went through.
And I was sitting down, I was writing this book, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll read my journal. Man, I read my journal. I realized I was abused, and I was just like, damn. And I held them all in to the point where I hid from myself. Man, that's crazy. You read a journal, you don't even know who it is. We don't even remember how to find that person again, how to reach that person again. So it came so full circle because my whole journey was about finding myself. When I read my journals, I found myself again. At a young age, I really did receive financial success, and it did not make me happy. It did not make me happy. By the grace of God, my parents understood this, and they involved me in things where I was able to really see what would bring me happiness, which was service to others. My messaging, as much as it's about saying, we have to be of service to others and help one another, we have to love ourselves. We have to stop shaming ourselves. We have to stop being hurtful and ruthless to ourselves. We have to truly be able to look in the mirror and say, I love you, because that's all you've got.
KEKE Palmer also opened up about the issue of colorism in the industry and how it affects the representation of Black women. She said this in her interview with The Griot. Hollywood highlighted some barriers when it comes to colorism. Growing up, I didn't see people with my complexion at the forefront or being shown as beautiful. I only saw one representation of beauty, and that was of a Black person with a lighter complexion. I had all these questions, and as I got older, I realized there was a huge disconnect as far as corporate views of what beautiful is, and it's very old, traditional, and based off of one kind of person's perspective. This is why a little girl like me growing up wasn't beautiful to other people. This is a different time, and we are able to show that this is what the world looks like today. Still, there are magazines who won't put me on their cover. She also said the industry can be very political. I think there's a really odd concept that white people don't want to go to the movies and see Black people, and that's just not true. We haven't had people in positions of power who are able to represent us, she explains. Now, this is a very interesting comment that KEKE made because for a long time, Black people have had a hard time trying to get breaks in Hollywood because producers and executives didn't feel like their image would sell. so it wasn't common to see black actors and actresses land leading roles in major films or have full creative control over their projects, or even see black images promoted on magazine covers because mainstream outlets felt like their image would not sell. For example, Tia and Tamera Mowry, who are mostly known for their roles on Sister Sister and Disney movies like Twitches and 17 Again, even had struggles landing a cover on a major magazine. Tia revealed that back in the day, she and her sister wanted to land a cover on a popular teen magazine, but they were denied the opportunity to do so, even though their show Sister Sister was one of the highest rated shows on the network.
So my sister and I, we wanted to be on the cover of this very popular magazine at the time, and it was a teenage magazine. And we were told that we couldn't be on the cover of the magazine because we were black and we would not sell. But here I am, you know, as an adult, and it's sorry. Wow. And it still affects me, you know, how someone could demean your value because of the color of your skin.
What Tia and Tamera went through is sadly what a lot of black starlets went through in the past, which is why magazines like Essence are so important, because they were specifically created to represent women of color. Fortunately, over the years, there has been some progress with black representation in mainstream media. The industry is slowly realizing that black stars can bring in a lot of profit if they're given the chance. For example, the Disney actress Skai Jackson and her mother sold out every copy of their magazine issue when they were featured on the cover of Parenting.
It was really cool to be a part of history with my mom, with Parenting magazine. And, you know, at that time, there wasn't a lot of black, you know, kids on covers, especially a mom and a daughter. And for us to be like one of the first was like pretty awesome. And to really see and prove those people wrong, like people wouldn't think that if you put black people on the cover, it would sell out, but ours did. And I feel like we are breaking stereotypes, which is a great thing.
Black people's selling power in the industry goes beyond just being the face of a magazine cover or a brand, but the selling power also lies in black films and TV series. For example, the show The Proud Family, which stars the actress Kyla Pratt, was made by black creators Bruce Smith and Rob Farquhar. Disney is now doing a reboot of The Proud Family on Disney Plus because the executives realized how popular and profitable the show is.
So we are doing the Proud Family reboot, and Bruce Smith and Rob Farquhar, they have been amazing just from the beginning. But they're the ones that started everything, you know. And
how did I not know that?
And they basically, the first time we shot it, it was like guerrilla style. They were making it happen. We weren't up under Disney completely.
Wow.
And now like Disney's like, look. The people talking about this. And we said, we've been telling y'all.
See what happens when you let black people make things.
You know?
Like, we know what black folks won't. Just listen to us sometimes. Give us some creative control.
Creative control for black people in the entertainment industry is very important, and so is proper imaging, especially for black women and black girls. Everyone in Hollywood wants to have a polished image. But black women sometimes get the short end of the stick when working in an industry that upholds Eurocentric beauty standards. This is something that the Disney stars Skai Jackson and Monique Coleman had to deal with. The actress, model, and author Skai Jackson, who's mostly known for her character on Disney shows like Bunk'd and Jessie, spoke on how difficult it was for her to find people in the industry to style her natural hair.
For me, working in the industry at such a young age, I went through so many stylists, even on Jessie. And, you know, not everyone knew. They knew how to do everyone else's hair, but not mine. And that's okay. So maybe natural hair just isn't their niche, and they just need to be more educated on it. But it went through a period where, like, every season, it was a new person. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, when am I going to find someone? And then finally, the last season of Jessie, I found the perfect stylist, and she went over to me with Bunk'd. But it was really hard because not even just working on the Disney Channel, just other sets in general, they don't really understand sometimes how natural hair works and that you can't use every product in it. But it definitely is something that is hard to deal with in the industry. But I feel like more people, especially celebrities, are speaking up about it. So I feel like the industry is changing and they are starting to respect us and hire stylists who get our natural hair. But it was a struggle for a long, long time.
Another Disney actress named Monique Coleman, who's known for her role as Taylor in High School Musical, said that the crew did not know how to style her hair either. She told The Insider, "We've grown a lot in this industry, and we've grown a lot in representation, and we've grown a lot in terms of understanding the needs of an African American actress. But the truth is that they had done my hair and they had done it very poorly in the front." Monique said that she came up with an idea to wear headbands to make her hair look more presentable and her hairstyling process easier. But it must have been awkward for her to sit on the set and watch her co-stars get the top-notch glam treatment while she had to make do with what she was given. But this is a common experience for a lot of Black girls in the industry, which is why it is important to have a glam team on set who knows how to properly style Black women. Another Disney star I want to highlight is the talented actress, singer, dancer, and content creator China McClain. Before Disney, China made a name for herself starring on Tyler Perry's House of Pain and starring in the movie Daddy's Little Girls alongside her sisters Lauren and Sierra. But her stardom grew even more on the Disney Channel. She starred in the Disney series Ant Farm and in the popular movie series Descendants 1, 2, and 3. Also, she and her sisters formed a singing group and they did several music projects for Disney. While working in the industry, China recalled some of the things that she went through as a Black actress. She talked about sometimes clashing with white producers who tried to dictate how she should portray her Black character. Now, China is a Black woman who understands the Black experience, so she should be able to add her input on her Black character because it would make the character more authentic. But sometimes it would be a fight for her to even speak up about it, and the people in charge would not allow her to have that creative control.
My sisters and I, there's a lot that we have to deal with as females in the industry already, but I'm just going to focus on something that I know probably everyone of color deals with in their career. I can't tell you how many conversations, sometimes arguments, is escalated to that, back and forth with white people telling me what would be most authentic coming out of my Black character's mouth. That's happened to me more times than I'm comfortable with, low key. My goal as a creator of content is to keep these projects authentic. You know what I'm saying? And keep them having some integrity. But I mean, this is a different conversation, but that's not a lot of these companies' goals. A lot of these companies, directors, producers, showrunners, that's not their goal. Their goal is control, but we'll have that conversation later. But I've experienced that a lot. And I want to say real quick too, to people of color that want to enter this industry, and it's your goal to be a creator of content and entertainment, I would say to create, and more importantly, to be responsible with it. Because we want to be seen. We want people to know that we're there because we exist. People of color exist. But we also want to be seen in a way that makes us look good, in a way that makes us look strong, because that's who we are. We all come from different walks of life, and I want to see different walks of life on screen. I want to see that. I want to see it all because it exists. And there is too much money being put into the entertainment industry to just show one facet of life. But we have to be responsible, all of us. So I would encourage all of you of color that are trying to enter this industry to create and to be responsible.
China is very serious about creating responsibly, and she recently made the announcement that she was launching her own production company. She made this announcement off of the heels of her quitting the show Black Lightning. China tearfully revealed that she quit the show because her spiritual journey with Christ is leading her in another direction.
And all this is an illusion. It's an illusion. This industry, for what it is, and everything that people look to and praise, it's not important. But I am doing God's work now. And that is all I'm doing. The reason why I started my production company is not to start making moves. I have not played the game well when it comes to the standards of this industry. God is the only reason why I am where I am right now, because he leads me where he wants me to go, and I follow him. And at times I resist him, and those are the times that I regret. Not now, not right now. I'm creating things now for y'all. That's not to get a check. It's to teach y'all something, or to show you new avenues that entertainment doesn't show y'all right now. It doesn't. Movies are great. TV is great. Representation is important. But we need the spirit again in these projects. I don't know where it's gone. I'm ready for change. I'm ready for things to change.
China's tearful announcement struck a chord with a lot of people, and she got tons of support. One thing interesting China mentioned is that she didn't play the Hollywood game well.
I have not played the game well when it comes to the standards of this industry.
From that statement, it's clear that China was not willing to compromise herself to play the game. But having integrity always works out in the end. Today, China continues to create content, and she's one of the highest followed creators on TikTok. So fortunately, she doesn't have to conform to the standards of Hollywood to make a lane for herself. Now, the next two Disney girls I want to talk about are the actress Storm Reid and the actress and singer Halle Bailey, who's known from her group with her sister Chloe and Halle. Storm Reid got a big look starring in Disney's A Wrinkle in Time, and Halle landed a major role starring as Ariel in the live-action version of The Little Mermaid. Unfortunately, both Storm and Halle both faced some backlash over their roles due to their race. Storm told InStyle magazine, "Some people had problems with me playing Meg because they loved her as a Caucasian girl for so long," she says. "They were uncomfortable to have that shift, but the only way to create change in our world is through people willing to be uncomfortable. The projects I chose to be a part of are very intentional," she says. "I see each one as an opportunity to have a progressive conversation and represent people in situations that are underrepresented. Young girls deserve to see themselves on screen, because how can you feel like you're able to succeed when you don't see yourself succeeding?" Halle Bailey was met with even more hostility and racial backlash for landing her role as Ariel. People were upset that Halle was chosen to play the mermaid Ariel because she was black, which is ridiculous because a mythical creature like a mermaid has no race. But white people were still upset about it. There was even a whole campaign started online called Not My Ariel, which targeted Halle. The campaign was full of hateful and racist remarks and memes, but through it all, Halle kept her head high and remained positive.
Yeah, I feel like I'm dreaming, and I'm just grateful, and I don't pay attention to the negativity. I just feel like, this role was something bigger than me and greater, and it's gonna be beautiful. I'm just so excited to be a part of it, and yeah.
Halle was right when she said this movie is going to be something bigger than her. Her role as Ariel is going to be a groundbreaking success, and it will definitely break more barriers for black women and black girls in Hollywood. The next Disney girl I want to highlight in this video is the very talented singer, actress, and performer Coco Jones. Coco actually got her start on Disney by competing on Radio Disney's Next Big Thing and appearing on Disney's So Random. But Coco got her big break starring as Roxy in the Disney original movie Let It Shine. Let It Shine was a fun hip-hop gospel musical, which was much different from anything Disney had ever done at that point. It was also one of the first Disney original movies to have a predominantly black cast. The movie garnered 5.7 million viewers during its premiere, and it was the #1 rated movie on the Disney Channel in 2012. Coco Jones became an instant Disney star. However, her stardom fizzled out pretty quickly. Coco's experience with Disney is probably one of the most disappointing out of all of her peers because Disney failed her in a lot of ways. Coco actually detailed why her Disney career ended in a viral video that she uploaded on YouTube. She revealed that there was supposed to be a sequel to the Let It Shine movie. The script was already written and ready to go. However, the network chose not to pick the movie up, so those plans fell through. Coco also revealed that Disney promised her her own TV show, and that was every black Disney girl's dream to have their own show, like Raven Symone. Unfortunately, Coco never got the chance to have her own show. So once again, Disney failed to deliver on their promise. The executives continued to give Coco false hope. They led her to believe that she was the next star that they were going to push, and Coco believed them. The next thing she did was sign a record deal with Disney's label Hollywood Records. This was a common arrangement for a lot of Disney stars. If Disney liked a star enough, they would give them a starring role in a movie or their own TV show, and if they could sing, they would give them their own record deal. Coco thought signing a record deal would give her a chance to shine as a singer. However, she had a difficult time when she signed her deal because the label would not give her any creative control.
So I get this deal and I start making all this music with great producers, people that I found for myself. And then, the people that they gave me. The people that they gave me wanted me to sound sellable. All right, sellable. Yeah, y'all do the math. Sellable. And I literally would write these songs so dope. And they'd be like, oh, no, thank you though. Sing this one though. It was like this. Everything I wanted to sing, everything I wanted to do. No, it's so great though. No.
It's obvious that Disney wanted to whitewash Coco's sound because they thought that she couldn't sell singing urban music, or let's just say it, black music. Coco, however, proved them wrong when she released her song Halle at the DJ.
I sing Halle at the DJ comes out, thank God. That was a fight to have Halle at the DJ come out. And y'all messed with it, thank God. So they were like, Halle at the DJ comes out, the EP comes out, and I toured that for a while. And then we're working on the next round of stuff. Like there was supposed to be an album, like, y'all, they dropped me. They're like, yeah, we don't know what to do with you. So don't have a sequel, don't have a show, don't have a record label, don't have any connects. And the best thing I can do is like capitalize on my Let It Shine heat. Like, how do we keep this going? And I think, like, looking back, I probably would have got on all of this YouTube type stuff. I would have done that and I would have created my own fan base that they couldn't take away from me. But at the time, I just thought, okay, it's supposed to keep happening like this. That's how it happened for all the other girls who were right beside me. Y'all, some of the girls y'all stan, we was all in the same rooms, all trying out for the same things. But what I think was the most like traumatic thing about it for me is that I was like, all right, if I can just let them see like my talent, then they'll believe in me. But they would really hear me sing, hear me act, see me dance. I'm going hard in the paint. I want it. And then because of somebody else looks a little bit more marketable, doesn't matter, baby girl. So that's traumatizing as a little kid. You don't know how to cope.
It's very clear that colorism played a huge part in why Coco's Disney career was stalled. The truth of the matter is, she didn't fit the image that Disney wanted. They didn't think she could be successful as a dark brown-skinned girl. Coco did not look like the stars Disney promoted, and she didn't even look like some of the black and mixed girls Disney promoted. So Disney was very particular about the look they wanted their stars to have. And Coco Jones unfortunately did not fit that look. And this is an issue that obviously goes beyond Disney. In the entertainment industry, darker skinned black girls struggle to get booked for certain roles because they don't fit the look that's considered marketable. So oftentimes those roles that are meant for brown skinned black girls end up going to lighter skinned girls or mixed race girls because they have a more quote unquote marketable look.
You know, there's been so many movie opportunities now, movies that I'm seeing coming out that were originally books or just whatever, and they are originally made for dark skin girls, but a lighter skin girl ended up getting the role. I just think that's so unfair because it's like there's so many of us that, you know, we could use and not just stick with the same old,
recycling them, right?
I just feel like they're just being really safe with their choices, which there's no hate towards the girls. I mean, it's a movie role, so of course you're gonna take it. But I just feel like these filmmakers and creators should really look deeper into the box and notice that there's not just the 2-3 same girls who are lighter skinned and have curly, you know, mixed girls. You know, there's plenty of us out there.
Skai Jackson actually made a good point in calling out some of the creators in charge of casting. A lot of them are responsible for not giving darker skinned black girls a fair opportunity to land a role on their own merit. They lose a chance to book a role if they don't look the part, and that's not fair because people should be judged on their talent skill, not their looks. But unfortunately, that's just how the industry is. They're looking at who can be more marketable to different audiences, and sadly, darker skinned black girls get the short end of the stick. And since we're on the topic of colorism, I do want to bring it back to the colorism that's been practiced behind the scenes at Disney. There was a video that I found very interesting. Symone made a very telling revelation during her segment in the Light Girls documentary. She revealed that one of the film crew members on the set of That's So Raven told her to stop tanning her skin because she was getting too dark.
When I had my own show, I used to tan 3 or 4 times a week in a tanning bed to get darker. I did. And it's funny, one of the lighting guys came up. I love him to death. I love him. Oh my goodness. He goes, Raven, I need you to stop tanning. You're getting too dark, and we have to relight the whole entire show. I was like, sorry. You know, I was just trying to be pretty.
Now, I found this to be very telling because it's crazy that the lighting crew considered taking drastic measures like relighting the whole set so Raven wouldn't look too dark. Whether Raven realized it or not, she indirectly confirmed the colorism that happens behind the scenes. If they had a problem with Raven getting too dark, it's no wonder that a dark-skinned girl like Coco went through all the things that she went through. After Coco's time at Disney, she did actively audition for other roles in Hollywood, and she had some opportunities to star in different projects, but she turned down some of those roles after realizing what it entailed.
The colorism out here is crazy, point blank and period. Y'all already know it. Look at your favorite shows. Do you see dark-skinned women? No. The colorism's crazy. So I would cry because I would get these opportunities. I would have to pass it up, y'all. There's certain things I personally am not gonna do. The things they be wanting you to do, the things they be wanting you to sign, come on, bro. Like, no. I'm not trying to sell my soul for this. I'm not getting naked for y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not saying anything too crazy for y'all. Not for a check, not for me.
Coco wasn't willing to play the Hollywood game to get ahead. Even though she turned down roles, she still managed to get some opportunities. She appeared in the series 5 Points. She acted in movies like Flock of Four, Grandma's House, and Vampires vs. the Bronx. Coco also established herself on YouTube, and her voice even became a meme on TikTok. Currently, Coco continues to do music. She dropped several music projects, and she sings music covers on her YouTube channel. So despite all of her setbacks, she still has been able to stand on her own 2 feet and do things on her terms. Now on to the last Disney girl. I want to talk about the talented actress, dancer, model, and singer Zendaya. Zendaya has made a name for herself starring in mainstream projects like the Euphoria series, the Spider-Man movie series, Malcolm and Marie, etc. Zendaya has been one of the few women of color from Disney to break into mainstream Hollywood. But contrary to what people may believe, her ride wasn't exactly easy either. Before Zendaya became the Emmy Award-winning actress we know today, she was known as Rocky Blue from Disney's hit show Shake It Up. On the show, Zendaya starred alongside her co-star Bella Thorne, who played the character Coco Jones. Zendaya and Bella were oftentimes pitted against each other, and they felt like they had to compete behind the scenes. Believe it or not, at the time, Bella actually had more popularity amongst the viewers and more favorability on the network because she was white. To get the same attention, Zendaya had to work very hard, and she did work very hard to establish herself as a solo entertainer. Outside of the show, Zendaya competed on Dancing with the Stars, which introduced her to a whole new audience. She also signed a solo deal with Hollywood Records and released a self-titled album with her platinum-selling single, Replay. After Shake It Up ended, Zendaya starred in her own Disney movie Zapped, and she made a cameo in Taylor Swift's smash hit video Bad Blood. Zendaya additionally continued to build her brand in the fashion industry by modeling and posing on different magazine covers. Disney took note of Zendaya's selling power and offered her her own show called KEKE Undercover. Zendaya took Disney's opportunity, but she wanted to do things on her own terms. She told Cosmopolitan, "The only way I was going to come back to the Disney Channel was if I was in a position of more power," she says. "One thing that is really important to me is diversity on the channel. It's hard as a young person of a different ethnicity or background to look at the TV and not see anyone who looks like you. Representation is very important." Zendaya made sure to have a black family represented on KEKE Undercover. She also used her voice to bring awareness about race-related issues, and she spoke honestly about colorism in the industry. Zendaya understood the privilege she had being a mixed-race woman, and she told Cosmopolitan this: "I feel a responsibility to be a voice for the beautiful shades my people come in. Unfortunately, I have a bit of a privilege compared to my darker sisters and brothers. Like, people question, would you listen to Zendaya if she wasn't the same skin color? And that's an honest question. Can I honestly say that I've had to face the same racism and struggles as a woman with darker skin? No, I cannot. I have not walked in her shoes, and that is unfair of me to say. But I'm completely behind that woman. I want to be a part of the movement and growth. And if I get put in a position because of the color of my skin where people will listen to me, then I should use that privilege the right way." Despite having privilege as a mixed race woman, Zendaya still wasn't exempt from dealing with some microaggressions and racism in Hollywood. When she wore her Afrocentric locks to the Oscars, she was insulted by the Fashion Police host Juliana Rancic, who ignorantly said, "I feel like she smells like patchouli oil or weed." Zendaya also received some racial backlash for being cast as Mary Jane Watson in the Spider-Man franchise. Additionally, Zendaya recalled a time where her publicist was racially insensitive to her. She said, "I didn't like my hair and makeup one time on a photo shoot, and my publicist told me, you should just be happy with it. They haven't had a black girl on the cover since forever. She's no longer my publicist." Zendaya not only dealt with racial insensitivity in Hollywood, but she also dealt with the struggle of transitioning from a child star to an adult actress. And this is actually a very common obstacle that all child stars face. Zendaya also went through a controversial period where her name was attached to the fallen Hollywood producer and notorious predator Harvey Weinstein. Harvey at one point had a lot of power and connections in Hollywood, and Zendaya was one of the many entertainers who brushed shoulders with him. But when Zendaya heard about the allegations against him, she condemned him in the Associated Press and called his behavior disgusting. And she publicly supported the victims who were affected by him. Fortunately for Zendaya, the controversy surrounding Harvey did not affect her career like it did some other people. She continued to excel in her career, and she's now one of the it girls in Hollywood. All the Disney girls mentioned in this video have had very interesting stories, and despite some of the setbacks and personal issues that they've gone through in the industry, they've all been able to navigate through it and do it with class. And this is why I created this video, because every last one of these ladies deserves appreciation. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.